G'day. I got a bit of a surprise package the other day, an RO unit. I was not expecting it. I went to order one off Kegland and they'd sold out. And I questioned them when they'd get some in, and one turned up. So as I said, this is not a paid review at all, but we're going to have a look at it, see if we can get it up and running. As you can see, it's quite large. My wife will freak if I put this on the wall of our rental property in the laundry. So I'm going to have to rig something up to use it in the garage here, which shouldn't be too hard. So you get the main unit and you get a few bits and pieces. I'll show you in a second. Quick spanner to undo the filters, line, couple of connectors for the line, and there's these pieces. Now these are the pieces that connect to your water inlet. One, you'd probably screw it onto the inlet for your washing machine. That screws into there. And your washing machine, normal inlet for your washing machine would screw onto there. So the water, you can still use your washing machine and have your filter hooked up at the same time. Now the trouble with that, with me, especially in the laundry, or if you happen to have it on your laundry tap, you need to block off this end somehow. The one that would normally go to the washing machine. Now, I haven't tried this yet, but I've thought of a few ways of how I'm going to do it. For the inlet water, I've got one of these. You can buy these separately from hardware, or I'm not sure if Kegland has a stainless version. I got mine out of one of these taps, trigger taps. So what that will allow me to do, hopefully, is to run a hose from the tap and connect it up to there from the garden and use that water. And I still have the issue of water running out of here. Now what I thought, for the time being, I don't have an end cap I can put on there, but one of your regular taps, the 20mm one, will screw onto there. And that way I can close that off with either a small piece of hose or with a trigger on the end or something, that I can hook up and easily connect a hose to that and block it off. It'll all make sense soon. These have nice big rubber washers in them, so I don't think they're going to need thread tape. I do think, however, I might put some thread tape on this. There we go. So just to quickly go over that again, that would be, you'd hook up to the tap for your washing machine, and then your washing machine hose onto that, so to continue onto your washing machine. And this is your inlet for your filter. So the tube that came with it is your pipe, your inlet pipe, from where you've hooked this up to your water supply. And the other end goes into a simple push-in fit-in, which screws into the inside, or the inlet side of one of your filters. Make sure it's pushed in nice and tight, pull it out a little bit. Probably easier to screw that in first. The other side will go on there. Should be a nice tight fit to get it over that barbed piece. You might have to heat it up, or you might not. There you go. I didn't have to heat it up. Make sure it's pushed right over, and you screw your fitting on. Of course, this is under water pressure, so you might want it to use a spanner, but don't over tighten it as usual. There is one thing to be careful of. You only get one piece of this, so unless you buy some more, you've got quite a short piece for your inlet and outlet. The red outlet one's very long. I nearly thought about cutting a piece off that, but that's your wastewater, and you shouldn't really be using that because you might make a mistake and be collecting the wrong water. So either get some extra tube, or you've just got to cut this carefully to make sure you have the right length for the inlet and the right length for your outlet. The trouble with this temporary setup is there's going to be a lot of weight on my inlet, but I'd rather keep the inlet short. So what I'll do is I'll just have a short inlet and leave a bit longer for my outlet. So just temporarily, I've put a couple of screws in that bit of chipboard underneath my old boil kettle, and it will sit there while we give it a test. Now, one of the reasons the laundry is a good place, because you do have wastewater from these systems. So you'll have good water come out and bad water, for want of a better term. So you need to drain it into a bucket or down a drain, which is why a laundry is a good spot. I've managed to hook it up. It's quite easy. I've got a little leak here, which I'll fix up later. But besides that, everything seems to be running. That's my inlet water. Always try and use a drinking water hose. It does make a difference. I know, I'm old school and we used to drink out of the old ones too, but for all my brewing stuff I always use a proper drinking water hose. At the moment I've got it going outside. It's not running. It's got a trigger nozzle on the end, so nothing's coming out of here. I've got the tap on here. The water's going in to the filter here. Comes out of that one, goes through this filter, into this other filter. So my first run, something to take note of, I got a lot more wastewater, and I thought there was something wrong, but you get a lot of wastewater, it seems, at the start. But now we have the filtered water coming through. You're supposed to throw away the first litre or so, as with any filter you get, and you can start collecting the good stuff. Remember, these filters need to be changed every now and then. It's usually about 6 months, depending how much you use it too, of course, and 12 months for the other two. These two are usually the same filter, but because the first one, takes the majority out, it needs to be changed a little bit more regularly than the other two. But they're usually only cheap, the filters. Another note, this is very dangerous here, as in water. They could easily come off. That could easily come off. Or more likely this cheap old plastic one. But it's something to keep in mind if you're doing it in your shed. This is just temporary. I want to test it before I make something more permanent. But everything seems to be working just fine. The time is now 1:04 PM. I emptied the waste bucket and I've put it into the Brew, and we'll just see how long it takes. It's been about an hour. It's a little bit hard to see there, but I just measured it. There's about 7.5 litres in there. And down here, it's a little bit hard to guess. That's 19 right to the top. It's probably 12 litres in there. So actually I'm not doing too bad. My water must be okay. That's a 7.5 to, well, that'd be less than 15. So I've got less than double the wastewater, which is pretty good. So everything seems to be working fine. There's a few things to remember. It is very slow, as you just saw, and it depends on your water pressure. You need a fair bit of water pressure to get them to work well. You can check the specifics. I'll put a link down the bottom. We can go and do some more reading. So there's a couple of things to remember. It does take time. You do have a lot of wastewater. You can use that wastewater for watering plants, washing clothes, washing the car. They say not to wash your delicates in it. I don't have any delicates, so I don't have anything to worry about. But and if you set it up like I have, don't walk away. If you burst a hose, try and get some good connections. I'm using fairly old ones now. This was sort of out of the blue that I set it up here. But everything seems to be working. And as you can see, it will take a long time to get your 40 litres or 50 litres or whatever you need to brew with. I usually can get away with about 32, I think, 36 litres about, all up. 32 litre boil, 36 litres, something like that for a single batch in something like the Brew, and not too much different in my 3V. I might lose a litre or two here and there, so it might take a little bit more. Now, not every brew you might want to do all RO water. There might be some brews you might be doing some sort of really delicate European lager where there's really, really low salts. So you might do all RO, or you might do a mixture, as long as you treat your other tap water with sodium metabisulfite or a Kegland tablet or something to get rid of the chlorine and chloramine, and you know the amount of salts in your water, you can do a mix, and there's nothing wrong with that either. In fact, that's probably what I'll do a lot of the time, is a mix. And even for a lot of my pale ales, I might not even filter. So I'm not going to use this for every batch, but there will be certain batches that I will, and there might be a few more where I'll just do partials. There won't be many, I think, where I do the full RO water, because our water here, at least where I am in Australia, is pretty good, and there's no real need to go completely RO unless you really want to. And just keep that in mind. It's not something you can do maybe even the day before. It might take a couple of days if you want to keep an eye on it. There's no shut-off system included with this filter, because usually you need a pressure vessel for that, as far as I know. You might be able to buy a third party something or other to have auto shut-off, but this is just a straight system where you turn it off and turn it on yourself. It's 2:30 now, and I started it at 1:05, but during that time I've also changed the washers in the tap out the front to stop it leaking, and as I said, turned it off, gone to the toilet. So it's roughly about an hour I've done so far. A little bit more. I can see it's gone up just since I've been talking here, at least half a litre. So, you know, it's going to take a long time to do a full batch. You can buy RO water. There used to be an RO system at the service station just up the road here, and the day I went to use it, I never got to use it. It was gone, so they got rid of it. You can buy water from the supermarkets, but check it out. Some people buy spring water. You've got to really watch what you buy and check the analysis of it, and try and hope that it's accurate, because spring water, if you've ever tasted it from a spring, can be very chalky or very different salts in it. We were up at Hepburn Springs only a couple of months ago now, and you could barely drink that water. You just taste the salts in the water. It was you wouldn't want to brew with it. I'll thank Kegland for sending this out to me again. It was very nice of them. I don't work for Kegland, and this is in no way a paid review, but I did want to have a look at one. As of today, as far as I know, it's back in stock. It might not be in stock tomorrow. You can get them from other places too. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, check out the Patreon, and thank you to my other patrons that have already subscribed. Cheers.